every person's life, there's a handful of moments that define their life. But you have a lot of minutes, you have a lot of seconds in your life, but would you agree with me, maybe up to this point, there's been 5, 6, 7 moments that have kind of defined where you are in your life. You were born with something special in you. You were born with a light in you. This light has a voice. It's always whispered to you. It's always told you you're supposed to be somebody. You're special. You give me the right conditions, I can do anything.
Hey, Grant Cardone, and welcome to Power Players. Every Tuesday, I bring you someone that has achieved the condition of power in some part of their life. This guy right here, his story today is going to blow you away. From where he came from to where he is today. Ed Mylett, I don't even know where to start. This guy works with an organization, 50,000 people who came basically like without having to go to get a doctorate.
That's right.
Have an opportunity to make a lot of money and help a lot of people. WFG, $1 billion last year.
Approaching $1 billion.
Was paid out in commissions.
Right.
We're going to call it $1 billion, anywhere in that
You can call
realm,
it that.
okay?
Right.
Company called Transamerica that you may or may not know, Fortune 100 company, it basically adopted this company, right?
Yes.
Ate it up, consumed it, because it's so valuable to them. He's a peak performance coach. He's going to leave here and do a retreat.
That's right.
And he's doing a retreat in his home in Orange County.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, what are you retreating for?
We ain't hiding. We're coming.
So,
we're attacking.
Ed Mylett, I consider you a friend. I've been on stage with this guy, man. The guy can rip. He was at my morning sales meeting today. It was like unbelievable. I asked him to say a few things, and the next thing I know, he's spitting gold.
Thank you.
And spraying titanium.
That was an awesome meeting. The energy level, the environment you have here is off the charts. You got great people, man.
Yeah, you've been with a lot of people, a lot of players.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I've been with a lot of players, and first off, I already told you this before. I've had a whole bunch of guys kind of approach me to do different things, and I approached you as much as you approached me, but there's nobody like you. And then I saw it today. I saw it in the environment. There's infectious energy in this place, and they love each other. They believe in each other. There's hardcore accountability led by you. Elena was in there too, gave an unbelievable message. I've not been in a sales environment like that before. If every single sales organization had that kind of energy and camaraderie, competition, energy, leadership, accountability, man, they would blow it up. It was awesome. It was overwhelmingly impressive for me.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for being here and appreciate you taking your time to come by and be on Power Players. So look, let me tell you what I know about this guy, and then I'm going to ask him about what I don't know, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know. But I know this guy is a consummate person trying to be the best he can be in his own life. He's highly interested in his own potential and the attainment of that. That's fair to say?
100%, yes.
Very financially extremely successful. Okay, I don't exactly know his finance. I know he's got a bunch of homes paid for, which I don't know about that.
I know you don't like that.
But I know that the guy's like come from very little and done extremely well.
Thank you.
So and I just like being in your space.
So do I. I love being in your presence.
So tell me, who before WFG, before the success, before the homes, the jets, and all that stuff, the fancy jackets, and all the friends that you know. By the way, when you're with this guy,
just stop it.
Who were you with this morning?
You.
And
I worked out with Derek Jeter this morning.
Yeah. So he's always hanging around these superstars, right? And so before all that,
nobody measures up to you. Nobody.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Southern California, and I had one of those kind of in-between upbringings. Donovan was just on. I was so impressed with the message that he gave you and different people that I hear from. But I had one of those really difficult to be successful upbringings because I didn't come from a super successful family where there's tons of affluence and opportunity and access. Sometimes I think there's actual benefit in coming from a really horrible situation too. You know what I mean? Coming from, because I don't want to be here. This is what I don't want. I came from kind of a middle class to maybe lower middle class environment where I think that breeds average everywhere. I think if you look at the environment where I grew up in, probably more people in their life turned out with what you'd call kind of average lives of quiet desperation than maybe more people came from even a poverty-stricken environment or an affluent one. So I grew up kind of middle class, lower middle class.
Yeah. How many kids?
My mom and dad have 4 kids. I'm the oldest boy. I got 3 sisters.
Okay.
And I got a great family. I have a dad who was I learned all my work ethic.
He didn't beat you?
My dad didn't beat me. Nah, yeah, he whooped me a couple times.
Yeah, but it wasn't like. No, you don't have that story.
I got a little story in that and I think everybody has these little seeds that are planted when they're kids of some adversity that makes you maybe stronger or more intense or self-reliant. So my old man is sober now. He's been sober a long time, but my dad was a raging alcoholic when I was young. And so I had all those things that come with having that dysfunction in your family, him not showing up all the time, stress in the house all the time, not wondering, not knowing whether my parents would stay together, watching that weigh on my mom and my sisters. And I think being the oldest boy, you kind of step into that leadership role when you're young. So I had one of those families like a lot of people have. They look really good on the outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone looks at other people's families and thinks, man, they've really got their act together. They seem so loving and happy. But almost every family, if you peered in there and really looked inside, there's some stuff going on that's painful and stressful. And so I did grow up, and I do think part of that probably formed me to some extent. It made me grow up sooner, want things sooner, strive sooner. So, yeah.
So when did you, like, everybody that I've had here, literally without fail, have all said something early on, before the age of 10 or 12, they were already thinking about money or success or whatever they are coaching or helping or service or whatever. When do you first remember getting a peek of Ed Mylett?
Really, really little. And it's funny how I knew I wanted to be successful. I think like in most things life, they show up eventually, but maybe they don't look like the way you thought they'd look when they show up, right? So I was gonna be a baseball player. From the time I was a little boy, I was gonna be a Major League Baseball player.
How young?
Oh, 4 or 5 years old, talking about that, knowing players, studying it, telling people I was gonna be one.
Looking a certain way.
Trying to be athletic, and I'm a little dude naturally, trying to build my body up and build myself up.
Little dude.
Well, I am. I mean, but I got little wrists, and I don't do Pilates, but like you do. But I do work out. But anyway, and the Pilates looks good on you. You look younger than I do, brother. So, but anyway, I did grow up wanting to be somebody, and then I got a mentor when I was really young. Hall of Fame baseball player named Rod Carew, who most of you out there would probably know, grabbed me when I was a young man and started pouring belief into me.
How young was that?
I was probably 9.
Okay.
He grabbed me, started pouring belief into me.
Why did he
saw me
you?
at a baseball camp, saw that I was a little guy, saw that I had some potential. I kind of swung like him and batted like him. And so I spent the better part of my youth being mentored and coached one-on-one by a Hall of Fame baseball player. And he didn't just pour baseball tools into me, he poured belief. You're going to be somebody someday. You're going to do something great. So I had someone in my ear I respected believing in me from when I was young. I think that helped me.
What I'm stuck on right now is you pull in these people, dude. Like, do you know that? Have you always been able to pull people in?
No, but I do.
But you have, man. 9 years old, you're pulling in Rod Carew.
It's true.
Right?
He's flashing that we need to go, but I do pull people in. I'll tell you how.
Hang on one second.
Back.
I want to know that when we come back. Thank you for helping me with that. You're watching Power Players.
Everybody wants the good life, but not everybody gets the good life.
The phenomenal. Everybody knows him. The Ty Lopez man, okay?
Just bought this new Lamborghini here, but you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge.
You don't want to make the mistake most people make with mentors, finding somebody just a little bit better than them. You don't want to be the blind leading the blind. So I call it the 10x rule. Find somebody 10 times further ahead than you.
My biggest pain has been sometimes thinking it's too small, man.
You must follow those rules. Be humble. Persevere. Read more. Toughen up. If you do these things, you will find a good life.
You don't have to be a genius, but you have to be a learning machine.
If you are a contractor in any industry, grow your business with access to our national app registry. Find jobs and be found by customers all across the United States. Increase your job intake and grow your business. Pro Service Finder was built with the customer and the contractor in mind. It is a simplified app to get you more business. Find the best clients, find the best contractors, no hassle, just straight business. Take care of your business and your home today. Sign up right now at ProServiceFinder.com. That's ProServiceFinder.com.
Hey, Grant Cardone, welcome back to Power Players. Today I have somebody I'm very, very excited with, a guy that I'm getting to know, a friend of mine, I consider him a friend, Ed Mylett, runs an organization of 50,000 people. I know a lot of you out there got 1 or 2 people working for you and you're pulling your hair out. This dude 50,000 that he's inspiring, directing, guiding. So $1 billion, almost $1 billion in commissions paid out last year. Fortune 100 company literally grabbed this company that he works with, WFG. Okay, he's into peak performance, comes from a middle class environment, hit it out of the park. Baseball player that never made it.
That's right.
Okay, but we just discovered something before the break. What was it? You discovered something.
Well, you did, and you said something I didn't really realize, but I have had the blessing of having pulled people into my life who can influence it, that are way down the road in terms of success from where I am. I've had some great mentors in my life. Yeah. And so, you asked me how I pulled them in. He
pulls people in. I had another buddy that did that. He could pull almost anybody in.
Yeah. I think, you said, how's that happen? I'm not exactly sure. One, I know it's the law of attraction. I know that because by the way, I really believe in this. I think thoughts are prayers and prayers are thoughts. So I think it's the power of, I think maybe because my dad was gone a little bit when I was young, even though he set an unbelievable example, I think I just desired so deeply to have somebody mentor and coach and believe in me. But one of the things that is different, I think, because I don't really believe in this mentor stuff. I don't know that I buy into that. Like I don't think I influence you by you necessarily asking me questions and I answer them. Don't you find that too? Like almost sometimes people that want you to mentor them, they're almost interviewing you. And I think that's almost like a school teacher. So if you look at your kids, the people that influence them, their teachers influence them to a degree. That's like a mentor, right? Because they shape them and mold them, and there's influence there. But who do you really worry about? You worry about who their friends are. Because their friends, you show me their friends, I'll pretty much tell you who's influencing them. So I think what I do a decent job of is when I do get to know these folks, I don't treat them like they're some God figure. Or they're any different than me or any better than me. I treat them like a friend. And I want to make them my friend.
You're talking about people that maybe have achieved something in a space above you.
They're constantly, Donovan was on your program earlier, he'll tell you, people constantly, when you're in that environment, treat you as if you're different than them or better than them. There's a million people like that. They're not any better than you. They haven't have a blessing and a skill or a set of facts and knowledge that's ahead of you. So make them your friend. That's how, like you and I, we're becoming friends. The way you're going to influence me, I'm going to have influence over you. We're going to have an interview today. We're going to learn some things. But really is our friendship, just associating, just being around each other. So I think probably the biggest thing is I've made them my real friends.
Okay, so let's talk about before you had those kind of friends. Okay. So you're going to play baseball.
Yes.
Let's go into the teenage years. Okay. You're in Orange County or Southern California.
Diamond Bar, Southern Cal, right on the border of LA and Orange County.
All right. And mom and dad work?
Mom worked in the home, raised 4 kids. My dad worked in a bank, very successful executive in a bank.
Okay. Now, so were you learning something from him about being an executive or dressing or money?
I learned about my dad real simple. Hustle and busting ass. So my dad was up before I was up in the morning, out of the house. My dad would get home when it was dark. I watched my dad bust his tail. I watched my dad work Saturdays.
And then he came and had a couple cocktails.
He did for a long time. And that was probably, by the way, why I was coming home so late for a while. But in my mind, and even after he became sober, he just, like a lot of men of that generation, my dad just busted his damn tail. I think it's almost a lost art form with younger guys today, right? My dad just flat busted it. Now, he busted it because he was just trying to provide limiting things like food and shelter. He never thought about big things or dreams or getting wealthy or having influence. He just wanted to survive. But my old man
there really
wasn't
a way out for him. Like he was. I think that's what was going on with my dad too.
How so? What do you mean?
It was just, there was no, when do I get off the conveyor belt?
My dad and I have talked about it since. Probably you didn't have that chance because your dad passed. But had he not, my dad will always, he's obviously sort of surprised by what's taken place or happy with it, right? And he always says to me, I never even thought, the conscious thought never even occurred to me to take risks, to become successful, to go get wealthy, to go be somebody. I was literally just had my head down trying to feed my kids and make sure they were clothed. I think that's a lot of people too. So my dad had this, and by the way, I think that's even more admirable. You and I are working hard because we got this big vision. You imagine just working hard for survival? That takes some real guts,
I did that.
right?
I did that a long time, so
Me too.
I can imagine it for sure.
Me too.
It doesn't even take a lot.
So
of energy.
I learned work from my old man. That's what I learned from my dad.
So when did you went to college?
I did. I played baseball in college.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had a scholarship?
I did, full ride.
And you
Yeah.
full ride.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't make the baseball team.
I know, I've heard it. It's okay. You know what?
So you get out, you found out you couldn't go pro, or you did.
I did. I have a chance to play afterwards for a year. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I was an average player, man.
Okay, and then what happened?
When my career ended, it's very interesting. When my career ended, another blessing occurred. So two things happened. My career ends, and the day that I'm having surgery to end my career, I had an injury that ended my career. The day that I'm having surgery, the doctor that did the surgery.
So your career ended not because you weren't good enough.
I've not the story with everybody. No, let me be clear.
But
Everybody, I'm not the high school quarterback with the bad knee. My career would have ended later, inevitably, anyways, by lack of ability. Okay? But the Lord was good to me and mercifully ended my career earlier with an injury that would have ended anyway. So let me be real clear about that. I played with enough good players to know my limitations. So, but anyway, when my career ended, the guy who did the surgery asked me what I was going to do. I said, I think I'm going to broadcasting or something like that. I'm not
you
real
had the
sure.
voice.
I had a voice, I didn't have anything else, but I had that. And that was my major in college, too. And so, long story short, he said, I think you ought to take a look at this firm, this financial firm. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah, my son's getting involved in it. And when I drove home, the same firm, the same day, my best friend and his dad had just started with that company.
Wow.
The exact same day.
Wow.
And they called and invited me, and that's how I ended up where I am today. The day
How old?
I was 21 years old.
21.
Yeah, I've really basically done
Baseball
nothing.
career that you wanted desperately, probably.
Yep.
Yeah. Same day.
Same day, I find. And by the way, and I took advantage of it, right? So a lot of people, my dream ended. My initial dream didn't work out, and that's what happens to a lot of people. Whatever your initial dream is, could it be acting, music, sports, getting your master's degree, whatever it is. My dream ended, right? And I think for most people, that's a terminable offense, right? But for me, I got immediately off the mat. A big thing.
But you saw something, and I think this is a really good place to like just dive in. Okay. Dream ends. Most people go blind. Your dream ended. And your eyes stayed open.
Yes.
And you saw the next thing.
And there's a reason why they were open.
Okay,
here's the reason why they were open. This is a thing for everybody. You and I have watched with every successful person that we know. Everyone gets hammered, man. Everyone gets knocked down. You miss a close. Someone changes their mind. You get rejected in an interview. You lose your baseball career, whatever the hell it is. It's not whether you're getting knocked down. It's not even whether you'll get up. Everybody eventually gets up. Everybody gets up.
Yeah.
It's the time you're on your ass. It's the time you stay on the mat. So what happened was my dream got squashed. Instead of laying around for 6 or 8 months, I was up immediately, like that day, off the mat. Now my eyes are open. Your eyes are closed when you're on the mat. And so the longer you stay on the mat, just because you've been defeated, you've now become blinded, as you said, and it's prevented from getting any other opportunity or blessings in your life. So the key is getting your butt up, like literally getting up and opening your eyes again and chasing again. You're going to get up, so you might as well do it now.
Ed Mylett, power player, talking about getting up. How fast can you get up? You're going to get knocked down, you know it. Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk about how this guy has become such a major success in life and in business. Stay with us on Power Players.
What story are they going to tell about you? That should be the only thing in your mind when you're developing the communication process between you, your salespeople, and your customers. What story are they going to tell? It doesn't matter how many people you bring in if you can't get them to stay with you. And it's something that young business owners and companies across the world miss out on. They miss out on the opportunity to create a relationship with their people to the point where those people are so loyal to that company that they will not buy anything else. I'm talking about creating a situation that is so overwhelming with people that it creates tremendous loyalty. It creates tremendous culture. It creates insulation from your competitors.
Buying or finding a new home should not be stressful or boring. With over 14 years experience, Good Time Tommy has spent his time building strategies, tips, and content that will help you, the new homeowner or seasoned homeowner, get the best deal for your money. Educate, navigate, and celebrate. Because whether you're buying or selling, you're going to get more traffic to your property promotion on every channel and watch as Tommy and his team work until you are satisfied. Your new home awaits you with Good Time Tommy and his team. Subscribe, like, and follow at goodtimetommy.com. That's goodtimetommy.com.
Hey, welcome back to Power Players. Grant Cardone here with my friend Ed Mylett, super power player right here. Guys, the amazing, unbelievable things that he's achieved in his life when thousands of other people could have literally achieved the same thing as you.
100%.
I mean, you live in a space where there was a lot of other people that came through that could have done something big.
Yeah,
there's
no question. By the way, and I think successful relative to what, right? Like, I think both you and I are pretty good at this deception thing. Like, people do it in reverse. So some people deceive themselves into thinking they're further ahead than they are, right?
Yeah.
They're constantly, they always want to tell you how well they're doing, and they're sort of deceiving themselves, and that deception leads to lack of activity, drive, desire, blah, blah, blah. You and I do the reverse. I deceive myself I'm further behind than I am. I know you do this too, because we've talked about it.
Totally.
I love deceiving myself. I love deceiving our company. I love deceiving the team, because I want us to feel like we got it. Malcolm X has this great quote. He says, "That which you do not hate, you will eventually tolerate." I'm a big believer, and I got to almost despise where I am right now, and I do. So I'm the kind of the king of deception with myself. So I don't feel that successful.
You understand what he's saying, okay? He deceives himself. Okay, most people that I meet, like, I'm doing good, really, compared to what?
Correct.
Okay, if I tell you, hey, a guy says to you, he's living the dream.
Yeah.
You like that?
I don't like that.
Every person that's ever said that to me, I knew had already pulled off the side of the road.
100%.
I'm living the dream. I'm like, what dream is this?
Yeah, literally, it's funny. One of my top guys at our firm a few weeks ago, one of my favorite people, probably one of the most talented guys in my company, I won't say who he is because he might be watching this, but he said that to me. He goes, I just wanted to share with the world how amazing and incredible my life is, and blah, 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 blah. And I told him, I said, when I was at your level, I couldn't stomach it. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't live on that kind of income. I didn't want to live my life like that. And I said, it scares me that you think somehow this is the dream. And then, of course, he kind of corrected himself and backstopped. But the fact is, I'm constantly deceiving myself I really do feel that way. Like, I really don't feel successful. I don't think I'm a failure. But I do measure it up against the highest version of me, my highest expression.
As opposed to what? As opposed to measuring yourself against
other
what?
People. That's the biggest thing people do. They're so obsessed with other people that it kills them. They think about, what are they thinking about me? What are they going to think about me? What are they saying? And then they measure themselves against other people too. And I don't think, I've been around you. You're a powerhouse, but neither one of us are, I think you were talking about Einstein at the break. Neither one of us have a super crazy off the charts IQ. Right? I sure know you don't. So I've talked to you for enough. I know for sure you don't.
You've done that a couple of times now. He keeps taking shots at me.
It's obvious. They're watching. They know. They've seen you. They know you. No, but the fact of the matter is, you didn't get where you are. No, but you didn't get where you are because of some gifted, gigantic intellect.
I can't wait to meet your wife, though, man.
No, but it's a fact. Both of us didn't get there because of some unbelievable natural giftedness we have that just produced success, right? So I don't measure myself against other people because they've got gifts that are different than mine.
Yeah. But you've done unbelievable with what you've had. Okay, and I agree with the statement you made in the first segment, which was this middle class thing.
Yes.
So I got enough food.
Yeah.
I got enough, I got enough food. I got enough money. I got a car. I got a bike.
Yep.
It can be very easy to become deceived by it's good enough.
Well, here's what it is. For most people, you have to ask yourself this too. Most people, this is what's different about you. I just told you this the other day. The thing that impresses me the most about you is that the more successful you've become, the more you've been fed, the hungrier you are, which is irrational. Most people, the more they eat, the less hungry they are. The freaks of the world, the mega successful, somehow the more they're fed and they get hungrier.
So the question now for a guy like you, and that they're asking, when's enough enough? Ed, how many times have you been asked this?
I've been asked that a lot, and there's no such thing for me because I'm not trying to get to necessarily a place or just an amount. I have goals. I want to be a billionaire. I have these things I want, but I'm not trying to just get to destinations. I'm trying to see where I can get as a man in every aspect, my body, my spirituality, my family, my finances, my influence, my ability to communicate. And here's for most people, this is what I love about you, since I took this shot at your limited intellect, which isn't really that limited.
Well, hey, we all have a limited intellect. Don't kid yourself.
No, you're right. I can recognize it in others because I suffer from it. But, and here's what it is. Most people's will to win is for sale. It's for sale.
Most people's will
is for sale.
To win is for sale.
They can be bought. I can't be bought. So if we give you if we gave you just enough money, if there's a certain dollar amount, you'd stop working hard.
Wow,
we give you a title, you'd stop working hard. We give you a car or a plane or a house.
Dude, that's the book, bro. That's the book.
Is that the book? Yeah, that might be the book.
That is the book. Your will to win is for sale.
That's right. And I decided, once I realized that, because I watch it happen with people in their body and their finances and their family and their faith, whatever it is, I'm not for sale. So there isn't a place you're going to buy me. You can't get me. There's not a stop, a place, a destination where you're going to get me to relent, to quit. I want to improve. That doesn't mean I don't struggle with my motivation from time to time. Doesn't mean I don't get confused or down. Of course I do, but I'm not for sale. You can't buy me. And you know this too. We see friends of ours, even guys in their 60s, and they sold their company for blah, 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 and now they golf 9 days a week or whatever. You know, that's fun, but they're for sale. They were bought. You were bought. You were for sale. I'm not for sale.
Tell me about. I mean, Ed Mylett today. You got. I mean, I know you don't like to brag or anything. He's got a plane. He's got 4 or 5 homes. How many homes you got?
I have. Golly, man.
How many homes you got?
I have 5 houses.
Where are they?
Okay, Laguna Beach on the sand. Laguna Beach.
Okay.
I got Palm Desert.
Palm Desert.
I got
2 hours away.
Yeah, I got one in Diamond Bar where I grew up.
Where's Diamond Bar?
Diamond Bar is where I grew up.
How far is that from your main house?
Not that far, hour and a half away.
Okay, an hour and a half. You got a third home.
I got a place in Hawaii.
4.
Yeah, and I got a place. My favorite place is in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
5.
On Lake Coeur d'Alene, which is heaven on earth. Just so you know, the most beautiful place.
Why does
on
anybody
planet
need 5 homes though?
They don't need 5 homes. They don't need.
Why do you have 5 homes?
Okay, I'll give you a good answer for it. I did it. One, I wanted to enjoy nice things, but it was part of my dream early. I wanted to hit those places. But here's the other reason: I don't like traveling, and I don't like feeling like I'm on vacation. So I wanted to buy houses where I could live on vacation and work. So I can be in the most beautiful places in the world. I can get the sand of the ocean, the beach. I don't have to go to Fiji to do it. I can grind and work from my house, my backyard. So it feels like I'm on vacation, but I'm not living on vacation. I want to waste those days traveling and taking 2 weeks off. You know, you meet these guys. I was 3 weeks in Cabo. I don't do that crap. I live in Laguna Beach. I don't really need to go to Cabo. I go once in a while if there's a business reason or some break.
But so I understand the Laguna thing. It's the other 4 homes I don't understand.
Well, okay, you don't want to have the details, but one of them my mother-in-law lives in because they couldn't afford to keep their house, right? The other one is I'm going to build on it eventually someday, and Coeur d'Alene's my dream place, man. I just and Palm Desert is at a place called Bighorn, which I'm going to take you to. I think it's the best golf club in the world. So when I do want to go golf, or I do want to entertain, or I do want to get my vision stretched, and here's the other thing, last thing. I got involved.
But you're questioning all these homes yourself.
I don't question.
You brought it up to me.
What I question is whether I should own them all cash. Because I have no debt on any of those homes, and I wondered whether I leveraged them if I could. I don't question having the house, but let me just say something. The other thing is, there's a lesson in this. These places have brought me into associations and meeting people that were further ahead of me in my life and stretched me. And so getting in the environment, changing my environment to be around people that were further ahead in some of the games of life I wanted to be in has had a huge impact on me. So a couple of these homes have paid for them damn selves just by the people I got around.
Okay, so now let's just leap off into that, all right?
Okay.
Because you got to leave the middle class to get to the upper class.
That's right.
I mean, if you want to get to the top, you got to leave the middle. You agree with that?
You got to abandon almost everything you learned there.
So your move to Idaho, that buying that house. Explain to everybody where it is and who lives there.
Oh really?
And why exchanging money for that access is valuable in part.
All right. So
this is real power you're talking about.
So the first thing I did is I moved there literally because of who some of the members of a couple of the clubs were, and some of this is not stuff that you can go into, but. So I didn't. The home I'm in now wasn't my first home. I bought a home I could actually afford.
You'll drop names in a second. I guarantee you.
Stop it.
It'll be a second. I'll be sweeping up
He's
after.
begging for them. Is he not fishing for these?
Give me one
names?
name. Give me one name up there in Coeur d'Alene. I can't even say it right. Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene. Well, when you can
Coeur d'Alene. Tell me one of the famous people.
You'll pronounce it right. I'll help you get up there.
Tell me one name of one famous person who lives up in the Corleones with the Corleones.
Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene.
Tony Robbins.
Okay. Give me another one.
We're not going to do this.
No, give me one more. Give me one.
John
more.
Elway.
Okay, give me one more.
No, I'm not
just
doing that
one
with you.
more.
No.
A third one. Because you're the third. You're
Adam Levine.
See, I tell you,
Okay.
I'm sweeping up after. I told you it'd be a second before you start dropping names.
And someday Grant Cardone is what I hope. But anyway, what happened was I got up there, and one of the reasons I sought those, it was beautiful. I bought a place I could relatively afford. It was a stretch, but not crazy. And I got around. It wasn't the sports guys. It wasn't the entertainers. It was the business people.
It's on the lake.
Yeah, but it was.
You got a fancy boat out there.
There's 2 top 50 golf courses. Actually, I got 3 boats, but that's another story. But there's 2 top 50 golf courses on this lake that one's called Gaza Ranch that I'm a member of. One's called the Club at Black Rock. They're wonderful golf courses, but more importantly, the membership are people that were further along in the game of life than I was.
Access.
And one thing about golf, as you've known, is you get 4 or 5 hours, you get to know somebody. It's not like a 5-minute lunch, everyone's chewing their food. You play golf with somebody 4 or 5 hours. I remember one of my mentors told me, Eddie, rich men play golf. And I'm like, well, I'm not rich yet. I don't want to golf. It's boring, it's slow, you can't hit anybody. It doesn't require weightlifting, you can be fat and win. It's not even really a sport, you know? And then he goes, you didn't hear what I said. Rich men play golf. And he goes, if you want to be around these people, you need to play some damn golf.
Rich men
play golf. And by the way, there's some validity to that. There's some broke dudes that play golf too.
Well, it depends on the golf course.
It does depend on the golf course.
Right.
Yeah. And by the way, there's some posers everywhere.
So let's say there's a guy or gal or family out there, and let's say they're doing $58,000 a year.
Yeah.
They're just getting started, trying to put it all together. Maybe the husband and wife both make $80,000 a year.
Yes.
And they like golf.
Okay.
Okay. Should they be playing golf just to play golf, or should they be?
No.
going to the country club where the players are, where the rich men play golf.
Yeah, I think
for access.
Okay, let me tell you how I did it. So I don't think you should be playing much golf at all at that level. There's a way that you can play success golf, though, and so
success golf.
Yeah, and the way that you do that, in my opinion, is first you got to go. You have to start a business. Nobody lives in any of these places are employees.
Because I heard you're not even a good golfer.
Well, I don't know where you heard that, but
all over.
I don't.
Everybody has played with you.
Maybe I told you that just because we're going to gamble.
But because you're not out there to play good golf.
No,
right?
but you're ill-informed. But that's okay. I mean, it's fine. But I'm not a great golfer. I'm not.
Good, thank you.
But I'm better. I know I can beat you because I've seen some swings.
I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, me too. But anyhow, well, here's what I did to get into golf. What I did is first you have to.
We're going to video that whole thing.
Yeah. Wow. There's like $34 there. That's awesome, man. Thank you, rich man. Anyway. There's like 200.
Rich men play golf.
When you can hold your money like this, you need to get a bigger stack.
Go
you
get
hold
my
a whole
naps.
bunch of stuff like this. That's your normal grip, isn't it? Right there. Anyway, here's what I did for golf.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you got to find a business you're going to start. And here's what I did. I played a game with myself, and that game was this: if I hit my certain goals in a given month, I think you should go touch your dreams. I think you should live in your dreams. I think that the more familiar you become with your dream or whatever it is you want, the more you can touch it, feel it, and be around it, the more likely you become comfortable in it, the more likely you'll acquire it. And so one of the big things that I did was I would set these goals up, whether it be an income goal or a production goal. This is when I was part-time as an entrepreneur. And I'd say, if we hit X, we're going to go away for one night. And that one night would be to a nice place. It might be like the Ritz-Carlton Laguna Beach, right, where I would go, or the La Quinta Resort in Palm Desert, and I'd do one night in my dream. I'd spend the $300 or $400. My wife would get a nice massage,
get a taste of it.
And I'd go play golf. And guess who you run into those golf courses? You run into some rich dudes, and I'd run into those guys on the golf course, and I would get to know them for that weekend, that time. So it wasn't golf.
You're touching possibility.
You're living in your dream. The more you can touch it. If your dream is to feed 1 million people, spend one day a month actually in those charities feeding people. The more you get comfortable in your dream.
So you don't wait until you're set to do it.
You get little. You never do. You know this. Every little thing you've acquired, even getting Elena. You talked about how you chased her for 13 months. You got around her a little bit in the meantime, because the more comfortable she could get with hearing your voice messages are from you, the more likely she's going to get in your dream. Because you belong in your dream, but you have to touch it regularly before you get it. And so I would do that. And then golf.
So give me an example of when you started touching stuff. Like before you were. When did you get married? How old were you?
25.
25. That's young.
I was young. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you know she was the one?
Well, we started dating in high school.
Yeah.
And so I think that was a long time to wait, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a long time to wait to get married.
Did you have money then?
I had no money then.
Yeah.
No. In fact, she paid for our wedding, and we got married at the Shiloh Inn in Pomona, and my wife paid for the entire wedding, and it's because she worked at that hotel in the banquet department. And my honeymoon that night was one night at the Shiloh Inn Pomona. That was the entire honeymoon we took. So no, I had no money. I mean, literally no money. In fact, my car was repoed like about 8 months after that wedding.
Wow. You had a car repoed? What kind of car?
I had a car, Acura NSX. No, Acura, not NSX, Acura Integra. I had that repoed.
They took it away from you?
They did. I had my water turned off in my house at one time. We were showering down in the condo. So that's part of being an entrepreneur. I think a lot of entrepreneurs think, oh, this is a sign to stop, right? I've gone broke. This isn't working for me. Most entrepreneur stories, if you really looked at it, they're nasty. They're ugly. There's a whole bunch of down, embarrassing times. We just stayed. We got off the mat faster. It's not that he didn't go broke at some time, or I didn't go broke at some time, or there wasn't setbacks. We just kept getting back up, and that's the difference. Yeah.
So when you made from baseball player to the financial company.
Yep.
So what made you successful there? What were the one or two or three things that got you off the mat?
The same things as in baseball. Okay, so the massive one, everyone asks me, they ask you this too, what's the one thing you'd have somebody have if you were going to put them in business? Monster desire and hunger. Massive desire. You show me somebody with just monster desire, I'll show you somebody who will eventually find the right people, places,
you take that
things.
over skill.
Big time, you know that.
Over IQ.
Because I could teach, there's tons of people with tons of skills with no heart, no desire, no courage, they lose. You show me a bunch of, tremendous, tenacious, relentless, obsessive heart, they'll acquire the skills, or they'll find the people who have them around them.
I heard you were going to write a book about being obsessed.
I was in the middle of writing a book about that topic when his came out. It cost me $30,000 with an author, and it's in the trash can somewhere. And yours was unbelievable, by the way. It's an awesome
me and this
book.
guy, we literally have similar frequencies. We think about different. This Mandalay Bay shooting that just happened. Me and Elena were up in Vegas when the whole thing happened, but he was calling me. We have similar thoughts about some things that happened. Okay, number two thing. Desire and hunger.
Okay, and then the norm. This is the basic stuff, but here's the thing. A ferocious, crazy, psycho work ethic. So they're aggressive, right? Like you just about you and I. Like right now, we're out working guys at our income level. If you took guys at our income, our net worth level, and I don't know if they're similar or different, but they're decent, right? That's the fact of the matter is we're outworking them. We were outworking them when we were broke. We were outworking them when we were in the middle. We were outworking them when we got to the top. We outworked them when we fell down. I outwork people. I get there earlier. I show up sooner. I leave later. I make more phone calls. I dick around less. I'm not small talk, BS, nothing. I'm about making money, closing people, growing my business. And I think it's that. The third thing is that ability to literally focus in and remove distractions. I don't care what's going on in the world. I don't believe the world's coming to an end. I think what happened when you were in Vegas yesterday is a total tragedy. I prayed about it. I worried about it. But I'm not obsessed about it. I'm not going to let the media or the world distract me from my dream, get me off track. Because in a year, we're not going to be thinking about Las Vegas. You're going to be back to your life thinking, I don't care what happens in the NFL today, Iraq. I'm aware of it, but I'm not putting energy into it. So it's, you know this, it's how distracted people get. Can you get laser focused on what it is you want, but more importantly, what the hell you're supposed to be doing? Literally just show me your habits and what you do. Anybody in any sport will tell you that too. The best guys have this massive, massive hunger. They outwork everybody, and they have this ability to get into slower guys, and they get into the hyper-focused zone. It's a different level of focus.
How do I do that, Ed? How do I get hyper-focused? Okay, because people constantly are telling me, dude, you know, you're too focused, you're too marketer, you sell too much, you pitch too much, you promote too much, and I'm like, okay, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm just working.
They don't know what they're talking about. The reason that you're that way is because you don't view it as marketing, selling, or working. You're viewing it as you're serving people. You're helping people. If I had the cure for cancer, I wouldn't feel like I was telling too many people about it, right? I wouldn't be worried about that. No one would accuse me of that. So I think you have to first come from a place of total belief and love in what it is you're doing and representing, because then it's not work. You're coming from this place of passion. But honestly, like, you have to, we were talking about this in your sales meeting this morning, the more certain person always influences the less certain person. I'm talking about in every single damn thing, right? And so the fact is, the way that you get that way, that hyper focus is, it's like, I think I just described Tom Brady, by the way. He's not the fastest or the best, but Tom Brady is a guy, not the youngest, last pick in the draft, or one of the last picks in the draft. This guy ends up coming in there. He's slow, he's awkward, he's too skinny, doesn't run a good 40, has marginal arm strength. He's behind probably a Hall of Fame quarterback, or at least an all-pro quarterback who's already been to a Super Bowl and Bledsoe. First round pick, first pick in the draft. Brady comes in, basically has this massive desire. He tells the Kraft when he drafts him, you just made the greatest draft pick of your life. To this day, if you interview him, he'll start crying about the day he was drafted and how much it affected him, right? So he had this monster hunger, and then he's notorious. Rodney Harrison.
You play golf with him?
I do. And Rodney Harrison, stop it. Rodney Harrison has this great story where he was the safety for the Patriots, and he says, I got to the gym every day at 5:30. I was the first guy there, and Brady's rookie year, I got in there, and he was already there. Wow. And he said, I came back the next day at 5:15. He was already there.
How important do you think showing up before everybody else is?
I think it's massive, and not for why you think.
Yeah.
The reason it's important to do those things that other people aren't willing to do is you trick your brain into believing you deserve stuff they don't. It's not even the work you're going to get done at that time. Oh, you'll do more work, you'll make more phone calls. It's not even that. You only get from the plate of life what you think you're worthy of and you deserve. And most of us have low self-esteem. So the way we trick ourselves into believing we deserve big success, long time to work on self-esteem. But if you start doing stuff no one else is willing to do, your brain automatically starts believing. When you show up to that gym at 4:30 in the morning like Brady was, and Bledsoe's rolling his fat ass in at 9 a.m., or you get into the office at 7:45 and you banged out 11 phone calls and your competition gets in there at 9:30, no matter how far ahead of you they are, no matter where they think they are, their talent, their skill, nothing, your brain's going, you know what, I deserve crap, that dude doesn't. And his brain also knows you were there, and he starts knowing he doesn't deserve the stuff you do. You eventually beat them by tricking your brain into believing this stuff.
So now, you love that, Elena? Okay. So talk to me about, you make a comparison between what somebody else is doing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I don't,
Okay, it's a great point.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know where I'm going, so.
I do. I'm not comparing myself necessarily to what they're doing. Here's what I'm doing. I'm actually doing what my capacity is, right? But I only will use other people when it's to my advantage. Okay. So you do this too. You do this in life. You'll be in a room, and you know you've done this before. You've done this with Elaine. I guarantee you, because I know you pretty well. You've been in a room before. You're like, my wife's the hottest wife in this room. Have you not said that to yourself before?
Never said that.
Liar. I know you have, because I've even heard you say it. She's right here.
Ask me another
I know
comparison.
you've said that before.
Ask me another comparison.
Okay, well, here's how I
question.
know. When we first met, you commented on a watch I was wearing.
Yeah.
And you said, I like the one you wore in the video, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you notice that kind of stuff? And you said, yeah. In fact, when I'm in a room, I can tell you what every watch every dude's wearing in the room.
I like nice watches. I cannot lie.
So what that means is you're still willing to observe other people.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I'm
That's
not
true.
using
That's
them
true.
as a benchmark for what I'm capable of, but when I'm beating a dude like that, it fuels me. Don't get me wrong. That's why
So
teams
it's
get momentum.
inspiration to you. It's not competition.
I only leverage them for inspiration. I only leverage them to my advantage, right? By the way, by sheer fact that I'm
And
there
by
at
the way,
7:30.
you're mentoring. You're using mentoring. That's a form of mentoring.
Big time. Absolutely, 100%. So those are the three things, at least to me.
Yeah.
At least for me. And there's a whole. The funny thing is this: there's not one or three things. There's a whole.
It's not
list
an
of,
envy thing.
Oh God, no! I'm not.
I've
never. I'm not that into stuff. Even though we've talked about houses or planes, you said this in the thing I watched. It's an indicator of where you are. Sometimes material things are indicative of a relative level of success, particularly when they're not leveraged to the hilt.
Yeah.
I have a whole bunch of friends of mine with a bunch of stuff that they don't really own.
Yeah,
A whole bunch of other people own that stuff.
Right,
So that's why there's this balance, I think, between using leverage. I think using leverage to get wealthy is different than using leverage to buy a depreciating asset.
Yeah.
And you and I would probably agree upon that.
Yeah.
I love using leverage to get wealthy. I don't like using leverage to buy something that's going to drop in value.
Tell me about your love and of sales and your willingness to talk about it and not back off from that.
I love sales. I love it because as long as you're coming from a place. See, I think a brain surgeon's a salesman. One of my really good friends is a neurosurgeon up in Coeur d'Alene. He's a salesman. He's got to sell you that you're going to be okay. He's going to sell you that he's the right surgeon. He's going to sell you that his recommendation is correct. And so everything is sales. Sales really means influence. It's persuading someone to do something that's to their own advantage, right? So I'm a big believer in sales. I don't think most people are closers, though. I don't think there's very many master salespeople.
So what is the difference between, not me, but what is the difference between sales and closing to you?
Well, forgive this in advance.
Yeah.
There's a master salesperson. That's just somebody who's great at influence and closing and produces results and is clear on what it is. But most people are master baiters in the sales world. What means this is they're just there to pleasure themselves, and nobody else gets any benefit out of it.
Oh, right.
So they make phone calls.
They talk.
They make phone calls. People feel good. They like your product. They like your company. They like you, right? But nobody got benefit out of it than you, like your little fingers, exactly. And so most people never make that transition. And so one of the things I do, I use words like that to attach pain to not closing. So I think everything you get in life, you either attach great pleasure to doing it or pain to not doing it. And so I'm big on that. So the difference between the great closers is really simple. Their outcome is to close. Their outcome isn't to present or to introduce or to build a relationship or to do any of that stuff.
Now, you and I were on a call today. We were making a call. Okay.
Yes.
And did you notice some things? Because you said it in the thing. You're like, oh, he's going for it right now, right?
Yes.
So, and then you made a comment like nobody's really served until you close the deal.
That's right.
So, and you talked about that in my meeting this morning.
I did.
Can you talk about that?
Well, one of the things I watched that you did well is, and every closer does this, you asked great questions. So the really weak salespeople are into making statements and presentations. Great closers are into asking the right questions that lead to a particular result. And I just watched you layer the questions in there. And what you did is you really allowed that person to close themselves that we were on the phone with today. And that's what all great closers, you usually don't feel like you're being closed by a great closer. Right? Now, if I need to make you feel that way to get it done, I'll do that.
You don't mind leaning on somebody.
I don't mind it, but I do really feel strongly about the fact that if you ask the right questions in advance and you set a dynamic in the beginning, you did it in the very beginning. When we got on the phone, I was making some statements because there was a friend of mine, but immediately you started with a question. If you start with a statement, you've now set a dynamic for that whole conversation. I make statements and you ask questions. Now you're constantly playing defense in sales. So the first sentence sets the context for the whole conversation.
Me and you could do this. Me and you could do this every day.
We could do that. And so it's asking
this could
the
be a
questions.
whole program. You know, maybe
you definitely don't need me on that, but I agree.
I like the back and forth, and I like the different views and the different wording. And you got some wording that really, like when I'm looking at it, just reinforces what I'm. You know. So okay, let me ask you some great questions since you're talking about great questions. Okay. What drives Ed Mylett today?
I used to be driven when I was younger by recognition and significance. So if you wanted to get me to do something, you'd tell me it would make me money, it would get me attention, accolades, an award, something like that. That's that athletic background. I think that's typical of someone younger too. I think when you start to get filled a little bit with a lot of significance, right? Get a lot of attention, a lot of recognition. When that need starts to get filled, it's not quite the mechanism that it once was, right? So I'm constantly trying to get leverage on myself. And so I know what moves me now. I have two levers of movement. One is growth and one is contribution. So if you're going to get me to do something, you got to convince me it's going to grow me or grow something else. And you got to get me, or get me convinced that I'm going to contribute and make a difference. It's like what you're doing with the real estate thing.
Yeah.
Both of those things for you in the real estate realm, I already know why you're doing. You have tons of significance. You've made a lot of money and you want more money.
What do you mean by significance?
Well, you got a lot of recognition. You've had a lot of success.
Okay.
You're financially successsul. People know you. They're grateful for you. People are constantly telling you how wonderful you are and the difference you've made in their life. And you're a significant person. You've got a lot of influence, right? And a lot of recognition. You've been on TV. You have all this. You're on TV all the time. So you have tons of that. But what you're really doing is with the real estate thing, you're trying to grow other people's money, grow your own too, but you're trying to grow something and you're trying to contribute and make a difference for all of these other people, right? And that's a powerful, most people have to find the next thing that moves them. I probably will never be filled up with growth and contribution. I think significance you can get filled up with, right? But I don't think growth and contribution is one of these barrels in your life that ever get filled up. I think it's a never-ending barrel because I think it comes from your soul. I think everyone was born to grow and grow and grow and to contribute and make a difference.
So is there
Not everyone's born to be significant. Not everyone that's going to grow and contribute is going to be significant. There are millions of nurses and doctors and school teachers who are growing minds, growing children, and contributing to make a difference. They're not going to get significance. But we can all grow and we can all contribute. That's what we were born to do.
I like that.
Thank you.
So back to this question: when has Ed contributed enough? And when has he done enough? And when does he have enough?
I hope that it'll be like it is now, where I feel like that barrel's pretty empty, right? I don't feel like I've contributed enough. And even when this ends today, I don't know if you're like this. This will be in the camera will be someone will say, "Hey, nice job," and I'll think, "Man, I blew that. I should have said this." I hope someone got what my real intentions was there. So I'm one of my negatives. I know you're this way too. I'm one of my own worst critics. I don't think I'll ever get to the point where I go, "Wow, I'm
is
amazing."
That good? Is that good or bad though? I mean,
I think it's the healthiest thing in the world because it's what causes me to grow, right?
Yeah. But do other people tell you, "Hey," does your wife tell you, "Hey, you're too hard on yourself. Relax"?
All the time.
Kick back.
Not just my wife. Everybody around me. "Hey, man, relax. Take it easy. You're doing great." Or that was wonderful.
Have I ever said that to you?
Nah, I don't think you would say
and
to
I
me.
won't, man. Be hard on yourself, dude. Never be satisfied. Keep pushing.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, and I think it's just like building a muscle, right? Like it has to be torn down to grow again. So I'm in charge.
I don't know anything about muscle growth.
Well, you know about Pilates, and that's stretching, and I mean leotards and all that. I mean, it's powerful, I'm sure. When I get into my 80s, I'll be all over that Pilates stuff with you. So
it's so wrong, dude.
Okay. No, you look great.
You've agreed to come speak at the 10X Growth Conference. Okay, I mean, you were just in Fiji. You're a busy dude. You're all over the place. Why did you agree to come do this?
Well, the first reason I agreed to come do is because someone that I admire and believe in and want to be around more asked me in you. That's the number one reason.
Yeah.
Second reason is I hope I say some stuff there. I hope by the time I get there, I say some things that can contribute and help people grow, right? But the biggest thing is this, is that I've seen what your other conferences have done for people. So I'm on social media, I see the reviews, I see the reports, and I meet people regularly who tell me the impact the other conferences had on them. And so to be any part of that, and to be candid with you, to attend it. I want to be fed. I'm going to go there and pour into people, but I want to be fed. I want to hear these other great speakers. The lineup you've already gotten, I know there'll be more added. It's just mind-blowing. So, I mean, to be able to do it for 3 days of just relentless leadership and training and information is overwhelming. It's probably the greatest gathering in the country this year of talent, information, and value in one room. I don't think there's anything like it in the country for the next 12 months.
I look forward to having you. I know my audience is very, very excited about you. A lot of people that follow me follow you.
Yeah.
And we've just added a 4th day, so everybody that's
wonderful.
premium and VIP is going to spend Sunday. So I'm hoping you hang out Sunday with me.
I will.
Because we're going to dump out the arena, and we're just going to answer questions for literally 4 hours.
Wow. Well, I hope people that follow me will do the VIP. You call it VIP?
VIP and premium.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's exciting. I didn't know that.
You know, somebody said, "Hey, those tickets are expensive." I'm like, I just wrote a check for $4 million.
Yeah.
My ticket's expensive. Yours is cheap. So
yeah, it's not expensive at all. You see one of these speakers that costs you a couple $100, you're going to see tons and tons of different speakers. But this goes back to rich people play golf.
Yeah. You know, look. Years ago, for the first, I don't think we've ever talked about this, but I grew up the way you did, and then I blew it. And I went backwards. And I was brought up to go to the cheapest place, buy the best deal, get a coupon, never pay retail for anything.
Yes.
And so everywhere I went, the first between 30 and literally 40, 25 and probably 40 was to the Holiday Inn, to the coupon, to the free breakfast, to the eat all you want. I was 45 years old, living in La Jolla, California, going to the buffet that for $5 you could eat all you want, and I was sneaking biscuits because I thought they charged me extra for the biscuits.
I relate to that.
And my girlfriend was like, no, it's all you can eat, man. and I already had some money.
Yeah, you ever sneak a soda into the movie so you didn't have to pay for the movie
I used
soda?
to do it all the time.
Cough when the thing opened?
I'd bring them with me.
Me too.
I'd bring them with me. I'd sneak them in my bag.
Same
I didn't
here.
want them to, I'd bring popcorn with me, man.
Same here.
I'd get off work. I was in a sales job that paid a commission, and I'd go to the 4 o'clock movie because it was $1.50 less, and then I'd miss a $500 sale.
Yes. Yep.
And I couldn't help it.
Stepping over dollars to get pennies. I did it for years.
And so I wish somebody had said, I wish I had an uncle. My dad was dead, so I didn't have him. I don't know if he could have told me. Rich people play golf.
Yeah.
What else do they do?
Yeah. What else do they do?
How do I get around them?
That's right.
You know, they go to church on Sundays.
They do.
They go to charities.
Yep.
They give money away. Like, go hang out with these people. They vote.
Very true.
You know, go hang. They're not on Twitter.
Yep.
Sorry, folks. The big money is not on Facebook.
Absolutely. That's right.
So any last words before we? This is going to be our first of many interviews.
Yeah, well, no, I'm grateful for doing this, but just to cap what you just said, I just want to acknowledge that. Like, you can't always meet every rich person or get to know them. You can't get a mentor with all of them, but you can model them.
Yeah.
And what you just talked about is modeling successful people. So my company and me personally, this is a real blessing for me. And you talk about me attracting people into my life. You're an answer to prayer for me. I didn't know it was you. I didn't know it would show up looking like you, but you are. I've prayed for a running mate. I've prayed for somebody who will drive and push me. And the big thing you've done, this happened just since I met you too. Yeah. You make me want to do better, man. You make me want to be better. And that's just your being. Yeah. That's just who you are. Yeah. And so I really, really appreciate that.
Well, your prayers get answered in good-looking packages.
Skinny packages.
Okay, so look, real quick. Oh, I wish skinny. I'll take skinny as a compliment. So one other thing I wanted to ask him, but I forget what it was. What was it? Oh yeah.
That's
Tell me what
business.
happened. What happened after I spoke at your conference?
Oh my gosh! What happened after you spoke at the conference?
Yeah.
Well, number one, we blew up. What is that? Is that your real money?
That's for our golf.
That's your real money?
That's for our golf.
Now we're talking.
That's for our golf.
Yeah. I'll just remind you, I can't play. I'm not any good.
What's your handicap?
My swing.
What's your handicap?
I think actually it came on my email yesterday. I'm a 9 handicap.
Oh, good.
Okay, stop it.
Then we're gonna do real good. No, I'm bringing this for you at the golf course.
Oh my Lord, I could use some of that.
Okay.
Are you done?
No. So if you got a 9 handicap,
yeah. What are you?
I'm gonna kill you. I'm a 31, dude.
You're 31. That's solid.
I'm a 31.
That's solid.
I'm a 31.
That's pretty good. I think it only goes up to 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll take a 30. I'll take all of them then.
I think it goes up to 30.
I'll use them all.
That's okay. Now
so
you're
what
talking.
happened?
You got me distracted. This stuff, like, I want to.
What happened? What happened?
After we talk.
Number
one, just you being there, we went to 2 in the world on social media. Right, instantly.
Wow.
On Twitter. Number 2 in the world, we trended too.
After, who else trended that day? It was something
only
big.
Steve Bannon being terminated from the White House.
Steve Bannon was being terminated from the White House.
Number 2 in the world on Twitter was you. We trended too because of you being there. But more than that, I'll tell you what you did. And I watched it with your sales team today. We've grown since. Mm-hmm. Our recruiting is up. Our production is up. But I'll tell you what happened. You injected some swagger into the company. It's the word I would use. There's some. We've been a behemoth. We're a powerhouse. We've built this huge company, and we're going. And by the way, I haven't built it. I've been part of building it. I got a bunch of colleagues that are helping me do that, and some are even more successful than I am in the company. And I thank all of them and my teammates, any of that are watching this. We built this together. That's the God's honest truth. But you injected a little swag. Like our company, I don't think we always realize how good we are, how powerful we are, the difference we can make. And I think I watched it with your team. They're confident. They left there more confident. They left there believing it again. They left there energized. I think just your presence and the things you said there, it meant something to the company. It was not just another speaker. It was not just, and it wasn't just you being there. I think it was your belief in us, your belief in me. And I got to tell you something, I've been doing this 25 years, I've never seen our company so confident and optimistic about where they're going. And a big reason to that is they know that you and I are partnering up on some stuff. So it made a huge difference.
Ed Mylett, his first book is going to be, did we come up with a name today?
You found a couple.
I thought we came up with a name. What was the name?
I don't know. Something about being relentless, maybe?
No. That's Tim Grover, man.
Oh.
Can't use his.
I didn't even know that. That's right.
Rich people play golf.
Rich people play golf. I don't think that's going to be the title.
No, there was another name, though.
There
guys.
was. Well, we'll find it. We'll find it.
Maybe deceive yourself, because you are anyway. You guys need to go out and deceive yourself, man. Get power, man. Get power, okay? Accumulate some power, okay? You don't need to spend all your time in the gym like Ed does.
Dude, I was in there so early today. You were snoozing.
Okay. All
You
right.
were getting some extra Z's.
Ed Mylett, follow him on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Ed Mylett, Mylett. You see it right back there. This dude's for real.
Thank you.
Okay, I really, really appreciate you
it,
contributing to my audience
Thanks,
today,
brother.
and I hope you guys get a lot out. If you have a question for Ed, post in comments below. If you got a question about where he is, how you can learn from him, how you can follow him up. If you haven't got your 10X Growth Conference ticket and you want to take advantage of that, grab it. He'll be there along with, a sick lineup.
Yeah.
First day is Billionaire Day. These billionaire guys, I guarantee you probably will not recognize one name on the list. Okay, the first day of every one of my conferences, I bring in people you don't know. People you cannot get access to, people you cannot spend time with. People are not on the road on the circuit. And you know all the guys on the circuit.
Yeah.
Okay? Just because you're on a circuit don't mean you got a business.
Oh my, can we say that real quick?
Please.
That's the separator. Is it?
Please.
You, I feel this way a little bit with myself too. You've built a real business. Most of these fellas out there, they made a business of talking about building a business, but they ain't got a business. They got no business talking business.
So the first day we're going to bring in people that actually know how to stack this for themselves and others, and discipline themselves, and have been held responsible, probably to a board.
That's right.
Or quarterly meetings where somebody's like, I got to see money. Okay, I can't see talk and I can't see books.
That's right.
I can't see, videos, and I can't see Instagram posts.
No.
I need to see money accumulating, being saved, being disciplined.
Yeah, no theories. It's experience.
Yeah. So
Real
that's
stuff.
the first day, and then the second day we're going to walk into sales and marketing and branding. The third day we're going to talk about how to build an ideal life, and the fourth day for VIPs and premiums, we're going to sit down and literally spend time with you, answering your questions about where you want to go with your life and your business. Yeah, dude.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ed Mylett, follow him. Hey, look, get yourself in a position. You don't need 22-inch arms, okay? You don't need to be all tanned and beautiful like Ed with the white teeth. You don't need to have the big Rolex. You don't have to have those things. But to sit in that chair, you need power. You need power. You need to go from where you were to some other place to where you can help yourself, your family, and other people. And I look forward to the day when you sit in that stool. Thanks for watching today.
How many of you think Grant and I can build an empire? I don't wait for motivation. It takes discipline to gut up and do the tough things that I see my husband do every single day of his life. You want me to dig a ditch? I'm digging a ditch. You're gonna pay for my manicure after, but I'm digging a ditch. Whatever that man needs, whatever you need, whatever I can do to support him, to help you, I'm freaking doing it.
There is only one company to work for in the smart home industry, Skyline Security. Right now is looking for the best of the Grant Cardone following to join their team and expand financially and professionally. Go to joinskyline.com to register. Labeled by Inc. 5000 as the fastest growing company for the last 2 years in a row, you get to protect families, grow your wealth, and join a team of top producers. Skyline is looking for great people. Go to joinskyline.com. That's joinskyline.com to get started on a brand new 10X career path. Go to joinskyline.com to register. Want to learn how to invest in real estate like Grant Cardone, but you don't have the cash to invest yet? Reach out to Chris Root and his team, where he will show you how to invest in real estate to build cash without credit or much money by learning how to wholesale real estate. We'll show you the right way to build cash so you can invest in multifamily apartments and other real estate investments like Grant Cardone. Reach out to @Chris Root Entrepreneur on Facebook now.
Get your marketing and copy right the first time and save your company from a $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 mistake, because you can utilize what you have already, generate leads, and make more money. You have to simplify the process and keep it simple, and that's what we do at Pixel 506. We will outthink your competition, create the fastest, most effective marketing and web design, and grow your business with leads and effective top-notch marketing strategies. Turn that $60,000, $100,000 mistake into $1 million profit. Sign up now at pixel506.com.